Let me be the first to say, if nobody else don't tell you, family, y'all don't fall for this black and white and Mexican and Latino, all that separation stuff, because it's an illusion. I'm telling you. I just been on the phone with a healthcare agent, looking into some dental insurance, health insurance, like really handling my business, right? And I was also checking on insurance to get quotes for my kids and things like that. And me and her started talking about spirituality. And she was a European woman, right? And she recognized when I said namaste, which means my spirit, the spirit in me, recognized the spirit in you, knowing that it's one. And she ended up talking about she was a black sheep of her family. Come on now. And how, she's going through the shift and she can see it and feel it and all these different things. And it really touched my heart because it's like at one point you would only see a light worker on the screen on your phone, YouTube or something like that. But now it's getting closer. We're getting closer and closer. The Hopi prophecy is starting to play out, where if you didn't never hear or you don't know about the Hopi prophecy, it's about when color or different races come together as one to usher in the new level of consciousness, basically. And she be like, man, we could talk about this all day. And I've been like, yeah. But I've been like, we got to get back to business. And that's amazing because some people hear you speak on evolution and what we really here to do, and they runs from it. I remember being with a person that told me, when I get with you, it seems like you tries to pull me away from people, whether it's friends or family. And me and the agent had a conversation about that, and she understood it clearly that, nah, I would never pull you from your family. It be your own spirit. When your spirit get in front of a enlightened being, a balanced individual, a light worker, they will reflect on you what you really hold deep down inside that needs light shine on. When we get in front of you, we bring stuff like that up to the surface. And if you feel as if somebody's trying to pull you away from certain people, that's not the person doing that, that's outside of you. That's your own spirit, your own universe inside of you, giving you insight on things that you need to let go. And if that's family and friends, that I have nothing to do with that. And if you, meaning woman or female that's watching this, if you've experienced this, you have nothing to do with that either. Because we are all projections in this reality, right? That's why what we say to others, we really feel about that towards ourselves, okay? And, it's just amazing to talk to another reflection, and they really get you, right? But I wanted to say, I remember when I went through my first awakening in 2020. It was broadcasted. At that time, I was smoking marijuana because I was going through I was doing my spiritual practices, and I've been thinking that I needed to smoke marijuana to be able to tap in like I was doing. Coming to find out, I never needed none of that. All I needed was the prana, right? And getting my body right, meaning by eating the right things, watching what I look at, watching what I listen to, who I hang around. All these things are traps for your soul. And I ended up losing everything in 2020. The warehouse, I lost my kids with the DSS, I lost the wife at that time, I lost everything. I had to go back to my mother's house. And that was a place I didn't want to go because I didn't feel wanted. I'm being honest. I didn't feel wanted there. I felt like I was being tolerated instead of appreciated, right? And I was only feeling appreciated when I would implement my visions, and then they use them. And then I would end up feeling bad because I would end up getting the bad end of the short end of the stick because I would feel unappreciated, you know? And when I went through my second awakening, I'm going somewhere with this, family, so hold tight. When I went through my second awakening, my ego was still intact. And it didn't want to die. It didn't want to release, right? And it made me feel like I was Jesus or Yahshua, right? So I started saying that. And my wife and my mom and my sisters all ended up getting me put in a mental institution for a week. And I ended up getting out because I didn't take no medicine. And I told them that I was in my right mind. And I know what I was feeling and I know what I was going through. But what was happening now that I'm more aware of the awakening symptoms, I was losing my mind and I was being brought to my senses. Because see, a lot of people are going to be going through that in this season, family. And if you got people in your family or one individual in your family, because it's always one Messiah, one that's going to bring a message to help get the family lineage through the darkness. Always one. And that's what made the phone call so special just now, because she was the one in her family. And these symptoms, see, when you go through your awakening, you literally lose your mind and come to your senses, because your senses tap you back into nature, where you become like a lie detector test. You can pick up on things. You can prophesize. You can see things or feel things, but right before it happened, it's almost like That's So Raven, how she would zoom out and then come back in. It's almost like that, right? You have foresight. So your senses start to come back online. What the doctors would say, dormant DNA or trash DNA. No, it just have to be awakened based on you becoming aware more and more of thyself. And that takes you taking templates off of the true being that you is. Meaning, take the mask off, like everything, and face all that you're feeling. That's the only way you'll get out, is to go in. But when I went to that mental institution and I sat there, I saw another guy in there. Most of the times, some of the great sages, some of the best sages, teachers of the light, experience going to psychiatric, whatever they call that place. You know, they usually be put in places like that. But the sad thing is, whenever you got a family that puts you in there that don't know nothing about spirituality, you will end up getting trapped in there. I'm just glad that I was protected by the Most High and I got out, right? And, you know, through my awakening that I've went through in the last couple months, a couple months ago, I started going through another one. And in this one, I had symptoms of my body being real hot, me being itchy all up in here at nighttime, like can't hardly sleep because your skin be itching. It's like a itching from the inside. It's hard to explain it, but if you know, you know, right? And you know, I would have these phases where I didn't feel like eating no more. I didn't feel like I needed to eat, you know. And then I would get in phases like right now, I just be wanting vegetables and seafood and things like that. I just, you know, I just want to, other symptoms is you start wanting to take care of yourself more. You start wanting to take your time with yourself. Like the simple things, you know, just simple things. But at this time when I went through it, because I feel we keep waking up to more higher levels of awareness, right? But this time around, my ego has dissolved. So say for instance, when my ex left, I kind of had a I don't care attitude, but it wasn't that when she was here. It was more of a unbothered attitude where I know that I'm not in control. I'm not in control Nobody's in control of their life. We are all being guided by the light or the dark, right? The lower vibration or the higher vibration. Period. We're not really in control. And the goal is once you wake up, you start to be able to have more leverage given to you. It's kind of like a reflection of Pinocchio. As you awaken, you go from a fake boy or a fake girl to a real boy or a real girl, where you have a little more control because you know that power that you possess can hurt not just yourself but others. But the more humble you become, the more disciplined you become, the more consistent you become in doing the right things, the more power the universe gives you access to. So this time around, I became more heaven-like, meaning more in harmony, where it's not trying to prove nothing to nobody, and I'm not egotistical because I don't feel like I'm better than nobody. I know nothing, but with the little that the universe has granted me access to, I've been told to share it, and I'm sharing it freely. And well, I was sharing it freely at one time, but the universe been telling me, no, energy don't work that way. It's a give and take, so I set up a platform that people can book sessions, as well as I ask for your help as well. I can't do it all by myself. It's other parts of the body too, right? And I just feel good. I don't blame nobody for nothing that they've been used to help me come into my awakening, or the awareness of thyself, or God, right? I thank everyone and everything that I've been through, because it all has been a great teacher. I know that sounds cliche, but that's the truth though. And until you make it to this side, you would think that I'm just talking. But like I told a young lady over the phone, I am ahead of my time. I know that already. The seeds that I'm planting right now will grow into trees for my grandkids. I may not even get to enjoy that shade, but then again, I may, because I feel like I'm already, but I feel like I'm still at the tip of the iceberg, to be honest. But because we never die, family. Once you reach a certain level of consciousness, you live on, energy-wise, right? And ain't no telling what the universe has in place, or what it holds when it comes down to this new dimension. But we're definitely leaving from the 3 and 4D and stepping into the 5th world. And it feels good, family. Like I told the lady, it's not strength in this season, it's no strength in how much you can lift. It's all about how much you can let go. How much can you let go and be okay with it? Knowing that the universe don't make no mistakes. We are undefeated. It's nothing you've ever been through that you didn't come back from better than ever, right? So I wanted to share that, family. Hopefully this light will help somebody somewhere to know that you're okay. And for people that may not know what's going on right now, but you're feeling funny, I'm telling you, you're experiencing either the dark night of the soul, which I don't like to say dark night of the soul. I would say dark night of the ego, because the soul is always trying to evolve, but the ego be trying to cover it up, trying to take its place. So you may be going through a dark night of the ego if you just feel like you're not seeing synchronicities no more, meaning numbers or whatever, however the universe show you things. If you just seem like it just all done went blank, your thoughts ain't right, you're going through an awakening. You're going through a process. And nobody outside you can help you. This is a solo process where it's only you and the divine. Where you lose your mind, but you come to your senses. And you start to realize you only need the mind when you're trying to put something together. And then, to be honest with you, once you really come into a certain level of awareness, it's just like everything becomes one. Mind, body, soul becomes one, and you just become one with your reality, and everything makes perfect sense. It's beautiful. That's all I can tell you. It's beautiful, family. So I just got home, got washed. I gotta get washed up and fold clothes and all kind of stuff. But I wanted to come sit in front of the water. Simple stuff like this is heaven to me. And I know that it's so much more out there. But before you can have more, you gotta be grateful for what you already got. That's the key, family. Finding gratitude in the things that the universe already blessed you with. Okay? But anyway, never go with the flow, family. Create the flow. The flow and the beat of your drum. The divine flow. Until the next message, family. One love.